What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and as you can see, I have cleared my charts just because we've had quite a weird day. Again, as you can see, more crazy gapping on dollar, not much movement at all today, and I'm not expecting much movement tomorrow with there not being any high impact news. So yeah, moving into Friday is a little bit it's quite very much difficult, and I say that because one, we've got a weird gap right here into the new day, and also the fact that price failed to trade on lower the way I was anticipating. So if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I was expecting to see price be able to push lower, but price, as you can see, failed to do so. Like, we traded higher, we did get a slight pullback, but we didn't trade nowhere near into the discount which I was anticipating. So there is a rejection block level right here, and you can see how we just tapped that just about, and then price has bounced off of it. And like I said, price is refusing to go down there, and this refusal of price entering down here is saying to me that it's possible that we might get an up close day tomorrow, moving into Friday, with price wanting to retrace back into its original range. So what am I paying attention to? Well, more specifically, I'm looking at this range because this is just weird, seeing gaps like this. So we have, what do we have? We have this closing price right here, and then we also have this opening price, and you can see this is what we call a volume imbalance. Well, it's not really a volume imbalance, but it's definitely an imbalance in general, because there's only upside delivery here, even though there's no candle, so we need volume. Yeah, it's really not ideal. So let's go to the 1 hour, take a closer look, and you'll see how we're just meandering around this gap, and I don't really know what to expect. Like I said, not much movement today, not the cleanest of days. But one thing to take note of is the fact that we've run out these sell stops, right? And then we came away from price. It wouldn't surprise me if we started looking at that Thursday high as a potential draw on buy side liquidity. So we might find price trying to tread up there. In order for me to make a bias, it just does depend on what we do within this range which I've just drawn out. So if we split the range and mark out the 50% level, this is going to be the lowest I want to see price trade if I'm going to remain bullish. I'll say that again. So moving into the new day, if price is going to trade into this, if I'm going to be long and expect us to run to this buy side, price shouldn't need to drop down below this midpoint. And if it does, then and only then would I want to see the sell side liquidity get tagged. But generally speaking, I'd like to think that we do pull back into the range, just because, like I said, this refusal to get lower is weird. Another thing to take note of as well is if we add GBP. Oh, click the wrong thing. If we add GBP and we add euro, and we just zoom in a little bit, what you'll find is that GBP's ran out these highs just now, whereas, oh gosh, what have I done? Whereas those same lows, dollar has failed to take out, and then those same highs, euro has failed to take out. So what is that showing? Well, that's showing strength in dollar, and it's showing weakness in euro, and it looks like pounds just on a mad one. So generally speaking, I'm expecting euro to fail and continue to fail and trade on lower, which would line up with dollar showing a level of bullishness to get into that buy side liquidity. So this divergence is what is giving me a little bit of a bias right now. I am going to drop down to the 15-minute. Bearing in mind, this is discussed in price action, by the way, so it is very difficult. And we do have a breaker here, which happens to line up with our gap. So we got a low, we got a high, we got a lower low, and then we trade on higher, running out these highs. Just about, have we even taken out those highs? Yeah, we took out those highs. As far as I'm concerned, that's a change in the state of delivery, the bullish. So that means this breaker, which is this gap which we're in now, I want to see it act as a breaker and allow us to go along with, shorts on the pairs. And this little consolidation we have going on here should be able to hold price. So I'm looking at the bullish order block, which is pretty much just this down movement from here to here, bullish order block. We can drag that through, and like I said, it's at the 50% level. It should be able to hold price. So that's what I'm looking at moving. If this gets violated, then we're probably going to go for the sell side, and that's completely fine. But looking at it, and I did make a, you know what's funny, I did make a video before this saying, oh yeah, it's gonna go lower, whatever. But looking at it now and really breaking price down, I wouldn't be surprised if price just turned and gone whoosh, and just swiped on back into the range. So yeah, that's just something to be wary of, especially the fact that we took out this significant high right here. So that's just something I wanted to bring our attention to. So that's everything on dollar. If we want to see it up close day on dollar, I want to see the low get created here, and I want to see us trade on higher. So that means on GBP, which is moving heavily crazy strong right now, and I did get in on I did get in on a nice long on pound. But what you'll find is that the daily didn't manage to take out this high. We just took out that high now this morning. Not this morning. Oh yeah, this morning. It's midnight right now. So if we were to get a rejection and prices trade lower, that would then make this whole range a rejection block, which it is technically, because we see our price acted here. This is a rejection block. So anything above here, we should be able to short. That just means that I don't want to see this high get taken out anymore, and we're just going to have to pay close attention. We have a nice fair value gap down here in the discount if we are going to trade on lower. So let's make that blue. And let's drop down to the 4 hour and take a closer look. And again, we do have some beautiful relative equal highs up here and a fair value gap, but this is a rejection block within a rejection block here, and we're just tapping into that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw our attention to this range. I'm going to mark out the midpoint, and basically this is the highest I want to see for me to be happily bearish on pound in line with dollar. This is the highest I want to see price trade, and then I'd like to think that it can pull back into itself. So I'm looking for failure, basically, is what I'm saying. But I do think pound is on a little bit of a mad one right now, running out buy stops, but it's going to have to offset those if we are bearish. Let's just look at the daily lows and highs, because that's what will be targeted. And remember, there isn't any high impact news, so there's no sentiment to drive price necessarily, which is quite important as to why we're seeing such fickle price action. Where are we? Thursday, and then we want Sunday. There, and then I'm looking at this Thursday low, and even the midpoint would also be a range, but we haven't created that. We don't know the midpoint yet because we haven't finished the day in New York. So yeah, let's take a close look over here. Quite a high premium. This is interesting to me, this kind of price action right here. You see that high that got taken out with this? If that gets violated, then we're bullish, but it shouldn't get violated because of this. And it's little signatures like this, it's the tiniest things which are giving me my bias, guys, but you have to study it. Let's go to the 5 minute. I haven't done this in a while. And we should find a nice bearish order block. Right, yeah, so there's a breaker here. There's a, oh no, the breaker's here. We've got a high, we've got a low, we've got a higher high, and then displacement. So this is a breaker, which happens to line up with that level. So let's just draw out the whole breaker. And it's classic for price to return to breakers. I'm going to draw that all the way out. Right over here. So pound very may well trade into that, but I want to see rejection away from this range if it does get into there. Yeah, and then we have some relative equal lows below here. That would be some beautiful south side liquidity for pound. Or could be completely wrong and we just rally more, but I doubt it. It's just the way, and that's because of how euro and dollar are acting. If they weren't acting up, this wouldn't be the case, but they are. So we need to take that into account. But these are all levels which we can work our way towards in the new day. So that's everything on pound. Let's finish up on euro USD, and euro is the one which is behaving a little bit more, and you'll be able to see it. And look at euro. Euro had a down close day. It traded into this, making this a rejection block. And look at the volume. This is a bearish order block. These two up close candles. we can look at the last up close candle because it's got the most volume. Look at this. Look at the volume. We're respecting that 50% level. That's mean threshold. So as far as I'm concerned, this bearish order block is still relevant. Yes, we wicked above it. Not ideal, but volume. So that's supportive of our potential bearish bias. And also, how many people are going to be going long tomorrow thinking, oh, prices falling on dollar, you know? Like, you got to think about retail. This is now a rejection block because we saw what happened. Closed lower within it. So now I'm looking at that 50% level. That would be the highest I'd want to see price trade. And then I'd like to think that we can run for sell stops below there. So let's go to the 4 hour. And you can see how we're pretty much in that range now. There's a nice bearish order block open right there. That might be sensitive to price. So we can get that marked out as a nice target. And then again, rejection block level up here if we do manage to get up there. This is a fair value gap. And look at that, lines up nicely. Again, we're respecting, volumes respecting means consequent encroachment. Relative equal high. So again, price can rally into there. I just expect, I'm looking for failure. I don't want it to keep going. 15 minute. And then we got a nice breaker here as well. High, low, higher, high. We can look at that last down close candle. We'll look at the volume of it. If we get in there, that'll be my shorting opportunity, assuming dollars lined up and all, you know, it's at the right time of day, etc. You know, things have to line up for me to want to be able to trade it itself. And I'll target these lows. Oh, we have high impact news on euro. That's going to help us a lot. So anyway, that's going to be everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe. Although I've shown you the divergence, euro might just catch up tomorrow and just start rallying. But like I said, I'm just a little bit too curious about dollar and this range it's got going on here. I don't like this gap. It's hard to read. It really is. And like I said, the way we took out this high, the way we took out this high, yeah, I wouldn't be too comfortable with us running straight to the south side. But hey ho, who knows? Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on Sunday. Peace.